I mean, the debt cliff is approaching very quickly, right? All the things that are in this bill are so important for the U.S. economy. It's going to be jet fuel for the U.S. economy. All boats are going to rise. And the sooner we do that, the better. And the risk of not getting it done is enormous, not just for the Republican Party, but for the country. We got to do this. We're going to have the largest tax increase in U.S. history at the end of the year if we fail, and all the other calamities that we've talked about. So we've got to get it done. And I think Elon understands the weight of that, and I hope he comes around. I'd love to talk to him this week, and I hope he calls him back today.
And then MAGA Mike Johnson says that he thinks that Elon Musk is just flat wrong. Here, play this clip.
And then yesterday, 24 hours later, he does a 180 and he comes out and opposes the bill. And it surprised me, frankly. And I don't take it personal. We don't take it personal. Policy differences are not personal. I think he's flat wrong. I think he's way off on this, and I've told him as much, and I've said it publicly and privately. I'm very consistent in that. But am I concerned about the effect of this on the midterms? I'm not. Let me tell you why. Because when the big, beautiful bill is done and signed into law, every single American is going to do better. This bill is geared for middle and working class Americans, and they are going to feel the effects of it, and they're going to feel it before the midterm elections. So I have no concern whatsoever. I'm absolutely convinced that we're going to win the midterms and grow the House majority because we're delivering for the American people and fulfilling our campaign promises, and we'll see how that happens.
MAGA Mike Johnson also says that he speaks to Donald Trump multiple times a day. He used to speak to Elon Musk multiple times a day, and he goes, Donald Trump is not delighted. He's not. Donald Trump's been like hiding since last Friday, where he went to the U.S. Steel factory in Pittsburgh and lied to the steel workers that Nippon Steel was not acquiring them when they clearly were. But here's the MAGA Mike Johnson thing. I talked to Donald Trump multiple times a day. Here, play this clip.
Calls him back today. I talked to President Trump, all the time, multiple times a day. Obviously, we've talked about this. As you know, he's not delighted that Elon did a 180 on that. But look, I don't know what happened in 24 hours. Everybody can draw their own conclusions about that, okay? But I look forward to talking to my friend about it again, and I'm not upset about it, all right? Yeah. Olivia.
And you, Brutus? And you, Brutus, too? Even Steve Bannon has come out against this budget bill. And Steve Bannon says, look, if you want to reduce the debt significantly, you got to tax the rich. You got to tax the wealthy. And I can't believe, am I really saying this? That I agree with Steve Bannon here, that you do need to tax the rich? Even a broken clock is right twice. Here, play this clip.
Want to stop the dead bomb, Elon, and the guys on Capitol Hill? You're going to have to raise taxes. The wealthy can't get an extension of the tax cut. That's got to go to the middle class and the working class. That has to be extended and it has to be made permanent. At 40%, the top bracket of 40%, you pick them. That's got to go to 39, go back to 30, snap back to 39.5% and go to 40%. The math simply doesn't work.
Here's MAGA Republican Senator Rand Paul. Here's what he's got to say. Play this clip.
President Trump chided Kentucky Republican Rand Paul today for opposing the bill.
Senator, he says that you don't understand the bill and that you love to vote no.
Well, I would say that's not actually true. I would say that I've been pretty consistent in my time in the Senate at being opposed to deficit spending.
Here's what MAGA Republican Congress member Ralph Norman has to say. Play this clip.
Putting GOP supporters on the defensive.
He says you're basically saddling this country with unsustainable debt.
Well, he's right. The debt is unsustainable.
After the House.
Summer is here, and so are the mosquitoes. I don't know about you, but there's nothing worse than finally lying down for the night, only to hear that high-pitched buzz near your ear, or waking up with bites and no clue where the little culprit went. And if you've got kids or pets, forget about it. You're on constant mosquito patrol. In a world where AI drives cars and automates homes, we still struggle to track down a single mosquito. That changes right now with Bzigo Iris, the first AI-powered mosquito detector revolutionizing pest control. Bzigo Iris is a cutting-edge device that uses computer vision and AI to detect, track, and pinpoint mosquitoes in real time. No more swatting at thin air, just precision targeting. It scans 24/7, works in total darkness, and even sends alerts straight to your phone. It's chemical-free, eco-friendly, and perfect for travel too. Pair it with the Bazigo swatter and you're covered day or night. Stop losing sleep over mosquitoes. Take back your nights with Bazigo. Go to bazigo.com/discount/Midas and save 10% off. That's BZIGO.com/discount/Midas, MIDAS, and use that code Midas to get 10% off. And now, as part of the June and summer sale, you'll also get 30% off your second iris. Say goodbye to itchy bites and sleepless nights. Thank you, Bazigo, for sponsoring this episode.
And here's MAGA Republican Senator from Louisiana, John Kennedy, who has a fake voice that he does. He's like, well, let me tell you. And it's not actually. If you go back and watch this guy speak before, he's like made up a fake voice. It's so weird. Here, play this clip.
He's frustrated. I think he believes, in my judgment correctly, that we're quickly becoming debt slaves, that Congress needs to relearn the magical healing power of no. And I agree with him. Having said that, I'm not ready to throw in the towel on this bill.
And guess what, everybody? MAGA Republican James Comer. I'm James Comer. James Comer's very upset about this. It wasn't helpful what Elon Musk did. I'm James Comer. Here, play this clip.
I want to support President Trump and his agenda. The big, beautiful bill is that. So it's disappointing that Elon Musk said what he said. It wasn't helpful, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to sway very much influence. We're focused on passing President Trump's agenda, and I'm confident there are enough senators that will pass that bill out of the Senate, and hopefully we can agree to the changes that they make in the Senate and get President Trump his first major legislative victory of his second term.
All right, Mr. Chair.
Take a look at this great line of questioning by Democratic Congressmember Garcia of MAGA Republican Congressmember Turner. Play this clip.
Mr. Turner, you're one of our witnesses today, an expert on economics and a bunch of other things.
Not economics.
Mr. Turner, you were invited to testify as an expert on government spending. This is your post. Is this correct? Did you post this, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you called Social Security a Ponzi scheme.
100%.
Which we know Elon Musk has also done. I'm glad you admitted it. Social Security is a government-sponsored Ponzi scheme, as you said. Now,
what about the second part, though, sir? I should be able to keep 100% of my
you can read the whole
money
thing. It's
and
right up
not
here.
watch government waste it,
you,
giving
sir.
$9 billion.
Thank you, sir. My
giving
time.
$9 billion to climate
my
groups.
time, Madam Chairwoman. Thank you, sir. A Ponzi scheme. And so I think it's interesting, of course, that as one of our Republican witnesses is calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme, and that's a person that we should be taking advice from here today. Without Social Security, 22 million people would be pushed into poverty. That includes over 16 million seniors and nearly 1 million children. And in fact, Elon Musk has also said, and agreed with you, sir, that this is a Ponzi scheme. I think it's ironic that you are one of our witnesses talking about efficiency when you want to attack the single best program that we have to support people, not just out of poverty, but across this country to uplift them, to ensure they can afford a decent life. We on this committee need to work every single day, not just to protect Social Security, but to hold Republicans accountable for attacking Medicare, Medicaid, for attacking Social Security and the programs that we all depend on. With that, I yield back. Thank you.
And Jessica Tarlov's getting in on the action. She goes, pro-democracy hero over at Fox. She goes, Steve Bannon, a huge supporter of Donald Trump, feels the same way as Musk. Play this clip.
That's what matters. And Steve Bannon, a huge supporter of President Trump, feels the same as Elon Musk does about it. He says you're going to have to raise taxes. And the Republicans have a new talking point. Mike Johnson was doing this on the Sunday shows. Lutnick's tried it. Besson's tried, where they say, oh, the CBO, it's a Democratic organization. It's run by a Bush appointee who's only ever donated once to a candidate, and it was a Republican in 2014. But the CBO was fine in 2018 and 2019 when their projections were 99.5% accurate, grading Trump's bill. But because it's
but Jessica, let's just be honest. I worked on Capitol Hill starting in 1996. You can do the math. Okay, ever since then, anybody who is president and doesn't have they hate the CBO. And Biden, they hated the CBO.
But
then.
The point is that it's accurate, and they're saying that it's a lie.
I actually don't think that it's correct to say that it's accurate. I think that it is complicated and complex and difficult, and you can argue it in all these different ways. You can get different people to use different numbers. But the Biden people hated CBO, and now the Trump people hate CBO. It's like it always.
So now with MAGA Mike Johnson and Donald Trump's feelings all hurt, you know, they got to come up with their distraction, right? They got to come up with their distraction. So here you have Dan Bongino going on Fox, and rather than them devoting the time to talking about Elon Musk trying to tank this disastrous budget bill,